Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. A couple things from Potties. This was really nice. Katie, we were talking about like prayer at the end of the Aftercast yesterday and kind of discussing like, how does God interact and things like that. And, does he need us to tell him stuff? And she was really kind. She was like, hey, I'm a podcast listener. Glad you guys are back. I appreciate your thoughts on everything. I like how honest you are and funny. And now that you know my heart, this is not attacking you and your beliefs on prayer, and it's not one of those emails that you just don't want to read. But she went through and gave me some, like, verses in the Bible and stories in the Bible. It's like she put a lot of time and thought into it to, like, give me a perspective on this, which I greatly appreciated. Yeah. Like, it was so nice of her. But, of course, I had to write her back. Katie, why do you hate me for asking a question? After she was like, look, this is not an anger thing. I just want to help you. And so I was kidding. I said, people do that to me all the time to mess with me. But I really do appreciate your thoughts and perspective on this. And I'm in no way take offense. I'm humbled that you would take your time to help me figure this out. So thank you. And she also had nice things to say about Gavin. She said when Gavin first came here, he had big shoes to fill.
We're going back?
Yeah, a long time ago, 5 years ago. But he's way more comfortable in his skin. He's doing great. I said, yeah, he's even started standing up to the show bully, Betty. And
no, I'm not.
Yeah. To be clear, I'm scared of her still. But no, she's like, yeah, he is a great addition to the show and loves that you are speaking out and likes your perspective on things. So, yeah, really, really great day. So before we get into the rest of the stuff that Betty Lou has, we need to do a taste test. Okay,
yeah, let's get to the important
Exactly.
thing.
So the Ford family, they have this company, I guess, called F5 Frostbites, because we'd been talking about Bit-A-Honey, and we love Bit-A-Honey as a snack, but it will pull your dental work out, and so I cannot do those. And so she said, hey, we freeze dry candy. I've seen this happen on like different TikTok channels and people do this. I've always wondered what it was like. So she's like, yeah, it's much safer for you guys. And so we use this to support our mission travels. And like each of their bags of candy that they sell have like Bible verses on it and stuff. And I love that. Like, it is really cool. And I love that they're doing this to then be able to go out and carry their faith around the world. So with that said, she sent us some to try, okay? So you guys ready to try some stuff here? Okay, so we're going to start with the thing that I know is Skittles. And so we're going to start with Skittles first and see what your guys' opinion of the Skittles is. I'm trying to get it open. It's very sealed. She was very concerned that they would not they would all break because I guess they're brittle. So I'm going to take some here. Gavin, can you come get some of these for Lady Lou and you? And we will try the freeze-dried Skittles. They get really light and they're airy. Like it makes them like a puff piece of like frosted corn puffs or whatever, like the cereal.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know, right? So here we go. This is the taste test of the Skittles.
One, Gavin?
Okay, let me grab it.
Oh, I'm not mad at that at all.
What? And
yeah, that's weird but good.
wait, so are those Skittles?
Yeah, these are Skittles, and they won't break your teeth, and they don't get like all chewy on you. I'm going on vacation. I always take snacks on my vacation. These are 1,000,000,000% going with me.
Oh, those are...
Yeah, that's good.
And they still taste like a Skittle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're crunchy like cereal.
You could eat so many more of these.
That is amazing. And so
weird.
they made some Bit-A-Honeys for us too. Oh, can I have those scissors again? I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was sealed like extra tight. But boy, howdy, that is really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you get a
goes a
woo
long
from
way.
Gavin and Betty on that, you know you've got something that's good. Okay,
What
so
am I doing with my life?
I know. Not doing this. Okay, so let me get into these. These, I think, are the Bit-A-Honeys because they're smaller. It's just fighting me. Dadgummit. I hate when things fight me.
Take a breath.
I can't.
You're okay.
No, I'm not okay. I'm pretty far from okay right now, Rock. Okay, there we go. I'm okay. Turns out I was okay the whole time.
I actually like those better than the real.
I think so, too. I actually do, too, because they don't
stick.
It's not chewy in your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gavin, keep coming back over here, please. Sorry.
I shouldn't sit down.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to get your steps in if we're going to eat all this candy. I think these are the Bit-A-Honeys, I'm guessing, but let me see here. I'm going to take a bite of that. I think that's what that is, and it's good. It's almost like beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's because they don't stick to your teeth. Like normally, this is the kind of stuff that would legit pull your teeth out of your head.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good too. I don't know what these are. Freeze-dried treats. This one, it doesn't say what they are, so I'm not 100% sure what these started off as.
I could eat so many of these Skittles.
Yeah, but they're really good. Don't eat too many. I'm going to take them on my trip.
Better.
Oh, really? Okay, now here's some other ones.
Oh.
Oh, wait. This right here, bit of honey. 100%. The bigger ones here, these are bit of honeys. I'm not sure what those are. Those bit of honeys rock. They're so good.
Oh, these are sugar babies that I'm
Oh,
eating.
where did you see that?
It's on the label.
What? Where?
On the back.
On the back? Freeze-dried treats, homemade kitchen, milk aid.
Yeah,
peanut.
this is bit
Oh,
of
Tootsie
honey.
Roll. No, made with Tootsie Roll. Fall
At the
harvest.
very bottom.
Yeah,
Oh, but
this is made with Tootsie Roll. I'm not sure what this is. Like a white Tootsie Roll. Okay,
I don't think I like
that
that.
bit of honey. Oh, you don't? See, I love bit of honeys, and I don't eat them because they pull your dental work out. Dad gum, that's good.
Like it.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not sure what this is though.
I like the sugar babies.
I don't know what this one is.
It's on the label.
It says Tootsie Roll Fall Harvest. So maybe it's like one of
Oh,
those.
Tootsie Roll, like the colored ones, not the brown
Yeah.
ones. But
Yeah. I think my favorite by far is the Skittle and the bit of honey. Those are amazing. The sugar babies are good too.
I don't like that last one.
oh, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
No
the
offense. No offense.
No, the Fall Harvest Tootsie Roll, not a fan for me.
No.
But boy, howdy, these
Oh,
Skittles
it's better at the end.
and the
The sugar babies are great.
and the bit of honey was a wonderful surprise. So there you go.
Wow.
Ford family, thank you
one or
so
two
much
more.
for hooking us up. These are really, really good. And I, honest truthful, will be taking these on my vacation with me in my backpack for my snacks on the plane.
Yeah, that was pleasant.
was
Pleasantly
really good.
surprising.
Absolutely. All right. So let's jump into some stuff here on the old
It's a
show.
lot of sugar.
Yeah, it was.
I know, but it's perfect. I've already had a little bit of sugar today.
Little?
So, lot. Did you know that Dunkin'
Extra
has an
large.
extra large coffee? I did not. I found out today by accident. They're like, I hope this is okay. We gave you an extra large instead of the large that you paid for, which the hot coffee is only $3.82. And it is delicious. And I drank every bit of it. I feel a crash coming on.
I mean, you're talking a mile a minute.
I know, but that precedes a crash. Like there'll be a big crash here in the afternoon, and I don't have time for one today. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I have so much work to get done. But anywho, let's go on to your stuff, Lady Rock.
Okay, so
I know I'm like that
Sugar?
squirrel. Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about this in the Rock Report, and so if you listen to the podcast, you've already heard it, but we're going to go over a few more. This is a list of the top guy cry movies. So these are movies that have to deal with war. Maybe they have to deal with the father, son,
Saving Private
or daughter.
Ryan.
Father-son stuff is tough.
Yeah, it will
Experience.
get harder for
yeah.
you.
So, anyways, some of these, one of these that fell on the list we were just talking about. Coming in at number 20 was Gladiator.
Yes.
Would you say
awesome.
that that's a crime movie?
I mean, a little bit in terms of a man who like loses everything.
Yeah.
And then goes on, the revenge, revenge.
Yeah, and then when he dies at
Journey.
the
There's
end,
so much bloody
Yeah, when
mess.
he goes in the end and you see his hand kind of going over the
The
wheat
wheat,
fields
yeah.
and he's kind of returning home.
yeah, he's going to
I don't
meet
think I
his
cried
wife
at it,
in forever. That one I didn't cry at, but I liked it.
One that I heard y'all complain about, but it made number 19, The Iron Claw.
Oh, that one is horrible.
See, that's not even a good. That's not even. I didn't even feel good about.
No.
I didn't cry because it's just straight up sad for the entire movie.
Yeah, it is heavy
Awful.
and dark, and this family can't win, and there's so much sadness and animosity. It's bad.
Everybody dies.
Okay, another one you just mentioned, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, so good. Betty Rock.
I tried
yeah.
to watch it, but I mean, the very beginning is
Yeah.
just like,
It's heavy.
wow.
It's a lot to get through.
Well,
Yeah.
when that movie first came
And
out,
I heard Tom Hanks dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
well, because you don't think of it as being a like it's World War II, and you're used to like these bloody like fights in the Middle East or Vietnam movies, and so you don't think Saving Private Ryan's going to be this gory movie. right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's just
Terrible.
humanity in the trenches.
That's the thing. See, that's the thing. We fight so much more sanitized now than we did. The guys that were in World War II and were in trench warfare, the atrocities that happened there and what they saw and what they lived through. And these guys came through and they came home. And yeah, they were affected, but dadgum, they kept going. Like those guys were all different kind of breed of man.
Well, and two, nowadays, when you have somebody who's in the military, that is their job.
Right.
There's a scene in Saving Private Ryan where they're all sitting around a campfire and everyone's kind of betting on
What
what
job
was
they
Tom
had.
Hanks'
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
And at the end, I think he reveals he's just like an English teacher.
It's a teacher.
And that's the thing with those
Yeah.
world wars is that you just had these men who just they didn't want to be soldiers.
Yeah.
But they were conscripted into the military and had to serve.
And they had to rise to the occasion.
Y'all
Yeah,
gonna
that.
start crying?
Oh, that one got me. That one got me hard
pretty rough.
multiple times.
Yeah.
One that made the list, and I'm not going to watch it because I know it's going to kill me.
Iron Eagle. I cried at
No,
Iron Eagle.
I Am Legend, but only because
Oh,
his
the
dog
dog.
died.
Yes, I
I
cried
don't
at
want to
that.
know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want to see the people coming in. Oh,
Yeah, he had to
gosh.
kill the dog
Oh,
because the dog was
Fair
trying to
like
bite
Old
him.
Yeller
Yeah.
all over
'Cause he
again.
was,
The dog was
it was Old
infected with
Yeller.
zombie juice, and so he basically was trying to bite him, and so
No.
Will Smith has to struggle,
And he's-
like choke out the dog
And he's
himself.
crying when he does it.
Terrible.
Yeah, horrible.
I don't need to see that. No.
Yeah.
Another one.
Come here, Jasper.
Imagine Rayford.
I can't. I wouldn't. Another one that made the list, number 13, and it was the stupidest movie ever.
Ooh,
Field
Jurassic-
of Dreams.
No.
So dumb.
I don't think I've
He's
seen that.
got voices that are talking to him
Yeah.
out in a cornfield. Then his daughter jumps off a bleacher, hits her head. He picks up a homeless guy. I don't know, but there was nothing to cry about there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think again that's the dad when his dad comes out of the cornfield and he meets his dad. Like that's good. Not gonna say I hate that.
Another one, Boys in the Hood.
Oh jeez.
Boys in the Hood.
What's that?
Yeah, that's one like culturally. It's a rough one culturally
Cuba?
to watch. Yeah, and
Played a clip from it because they die in
graphic.
a shootout or something.
Yeah,
Oh, we
it's
did,
graphic,
didn't
and yeah, I think you can definitely feel that one. But
Another Tom Hanks one, The Green Mile.
yeah,
That
yeah.
one-
That one was sad.
Yeah, that one at the end.
I saw that one. That was a good movie,
Another
though.
Tom Hankser.
One that was once again ridiculous. Braveheart.
Oh!
I couldn't even get through it. It
when
was that bad.
when the wife dies and is murdered, yes, and he feels it, and then
Bleh.
it fuels his rage.
blah,
Absolutely.
blah, blah. All I remember is they could never take a threat.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then I was like, and I'm out.
That one I cried multiple times in that one. I still do. It's so good.
Is there one that didn't make the list that y'all cried about?
I mean, there's so.
Up.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But like far as guy like guy movies.
These are your straight up war movies.
Top Gun.
Yeah, I mean that one, of course. When he loses Goose,
Oh, that
the
is
first
nice.
one. Oh yes, absolutely. When Ren teaches the other doofy guy to dance,
Rudy
and he
didn't make
dances.
the list. and
How
you
did
cried
Rudy
over-
not make the list? Rudy is one of the best sports movies of all time. Blindside, I cried at Blindside.
Yeah, that one was sweet.
Yeah. There's a bunch of movies like that. If they have that feels part, yeah, I cry at them for sure. My daughter will sit on the couch with me and she'll look over and I see her looking. I feel her eyes of judgment, and she's like, "You crying? No." You're crying, aren't you? And then my wife starts in, and the two of them start making fun of me. I'm like, you guys are lucky that like you have a dad that's like remotely sensitive, you know?
Right. Okay, so another one that I wanted to talk about was I found this article that there's this photo that went viral. It's this guy. He looks big and bulky, like he's a muscle type guy. And he's in a grocery store, and in the cart, he has this bulldog that's just sitting there. And he's on his best behavior, but it went viral because people are like, you cannot bring a dog into a grocery store. It's something to do with healthiness. Like you can't just
Hygiene.
yeah, like, and I can get that too. Like, you don't want your brand new produce sitting where a dog sat. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I don't like
so
when people
cute,
bring
though.
their dogs in because it's like a certain kind of person. Like, oh, I can't be without my fur baby and stuff. And now sometimes like you're like, all right,
What if they stay in the purse though? Is that different?
yeah,
The purse is fine.
I guess, but then they have them walking around the thing and stuff like that. I just don't like it from that standpoint. Like, you just leave your dog at home; it's fine. You'll survive unless it's a service dog. You'll survive.
Now, what if though? Hindsight's 2020. Maybe he was in a car that the
Maybe the
windows
AC
broke.
is out.
Yeah, and he couldn't leave it inside the car. Then what do you do?
Yeah, well, you shouldn't bring it in the first place. You could leave it at your house unless you're homeless. Then you don't have an
What if he was
excuse.
homeless?
This
Well,
doesn't look
that's a
homeless.
reach.
But would
this
you
is-
go to this person
No.
and say, "Oh, you wouldn't"?
No, I still don't say anything about it. Like, I'm still nice about it. Like, this lady, I was in line at Home Depot, and this lady had this massive pit bull. Like, this thing is thick. It's just thick-headed pit bull, and you're like, oh, man. Like, because pit bulls have a reputation, but she's got it on a pink leash, so it seems like friendly, you know? And so I walked up, I'm like, hey, what's her name? And she's like, their pronoun is, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No,
Really?
Oh, I would have lost my mind. And so I like petted it and talked to her and stuff like that. It's weird because I don't mind interacting with the dog, but I am like judgy of that person that you can't leave your dog long enough to go to the store. Like, I'm like, all right.
I'm not. I get it.
Do you?
Yeah, because I think, well, for women, I get it because you have that mother instinct in you, and if you don't have children or your
Yeah.
children have grown up and moved on,
But you don't bring your cats.
I would
cats
if
are
I could.
They're really.
Yeah,
I saw-
Rayford
Could?
Allen for
You
sure.
put them on
Buford
like
Beans,
a
no.
leash, and you probably could.
I was
You're
trying to
right.
get around a lady in an aisle with a stroller the other day, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, sorry. And I get around her, and I get around her stroller. She has 2 pugs in it. I'm like,
I've seen that. I think that in
like
my
at
head,
least let them walk.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe they're old. They
they're
can't
dogs.
walk.
That's what they do. They have 4 legs. They can walk 4 times or twice as far as us because we have 2.
I think in my head, it's just it seems like extra work. You know, like if I was gonna try and bring Ellie or Jasper into a store, like I would just be hurting myself by doing that.
Yeah.
So unless you
They
have a
have to be on
dog
their
that's,
best behavior.
I mean, maybe this dog was just like, oh, cool, I'm in a cart. I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna do anything.
I will say most people that I've seen their dogs in public, the dog is pretty chill and is good around
That's why you
people.
don't
And
see Jasper.
like, yeah, I haven't seen like people where the dog runs amok because then
Right.
I would be like, no, don't do that.
Like you have to
Right.
know your dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, if it's chill, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
not gonna
But
bother
also,
me.
too, in this article, they stated that it makes it harder for people that do have service dogs. Like, they already get a hard time with service
and they shouldn't.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when there's someone that's taking advantage of the situation and they're just like big and bulky and they
Yeah.
know they're intimidating, no one's going to come up to them and
Well,
say anything.
I don't know either, too. Like, how, I guess if you have a dog and you like taking them out, you know what the rules are, or you just do it until someone says you can't have that dog here. Because, I mean, I see them at Home Depot or Lowe's or just big box stores, people walking their dog. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't even think you could do that. Like, I was like, you can't take your dog into a public place. Apparently now, like, you can take them anywhere. You can bring them into
I've seen 'em at
restaurants.
Target.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, you can bring your dog anywhere.
I think one thing that is, I think, a bad call with this, though, is that you just don't know who, like, maybe the next person who uses that cart, like, I have a buddy, Chris, just crazy allergic to
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
So if you're just going to leave your dog's,
Yeah.
essence,
Yeah.
per se, on that cart, and then Chris grabs it the next time and he just starts, like,
Yeah.
reacting in the store, that's just, that's a disservice
not
to
right.
other
It's
people.
times like that I wish I owned an ostrich. Because then I'd be
Do
the
you
guy
want an
that
ostrich
bring-
or the otter?
I want an otter for sure, but I would bring the ostrich to Target just to see people's reactions. Like, that'd be pretty dope.
Nice.
Did you see that recently in Cookeville, Tennessee, there was a woman at a Walmart and she had 3 baby kangaroos with her?
Joey's?
No.
Yeah.
I was just in Cookeville a couple weeks ago. I wish I'd seen that.
You could have seen the Joey's.
Oh my
But that's
gosh.
pretty crazy.
Because I've always wanted a kangaroo or a wallaby.
They're
A
so
wallaby's
cute.
the shorter version of a kangaroo. I've always wanted one of them
I
too.
still want an otter.
The otter is
A
my
bear.
first
No, I
choice
want a
now.
bear.
No, well,
heard
you have to
otters
raise
are
it from a
stinky.
cub.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I've heard
I'll
that
do
too.
that.
A
That's okay.
sloth
A
wouldn't be
raccoon.
bad.
I want that too.
Mm,
Not
yeah.
a sloth. Those are creepy.
Yeah, they are like, but you never have to chase it.
That's true.
Like that day that Gavin had to chase
I don't know. We
Jasper.
hear stories of turtles getting lost, like they run away and they can't find them.
Yeah.
It's like could be that situation too.
Yeah. So yeah, if you lose a turtle, that's on you. Honestly, he was here. I swear a week ago. He made an escape. What do you got next? You got
Birthdays.
Okay, yeah, let's do some birthdays.
The Clausens, they want to wish
Yes.
their granddaughter Eileen a happy birthday. Said Eileen is a considerate and loving girl. She studies French. Ooh, wee
nice.
wee. Loves her weekly girl guides activities and caring for her goats and chickens.
Nice.
Wow. Isabel wants to wish her brother Bruce a happy birthday. It's coming up on the 23rd. Bruce is such an amazing brother to me, and we are just so blessed to have him. Aw, love you, Bruce Jews. Aw,
Oh,
cute.
goodness.
All right, this is a would you rather, Wally. So, would you rather Hayden, your hypothetical son,
Yeah.
We
be
haven't
your
talked about him in a
real
while.
son,
We haven't.
or all your passwords be deleted?
Oh, my passwords be deleted? Oh my gosh, passwords. I can figure those out eventually.
Instead of having
Instead of
his
having
son.
Hayden's a disappointment. Hypothetical Hayden is a massive disappointment. I couldn't handle that in my life. Like, I feel bad for Bennett, because Gavin's son. Yeah. I feel bad for Bennett because, like, not that Gavin's ever going to be disappointed in Bennett. I think it's going to go the other way.
Oh,
No,
that's
tough.
that's tough.
What a prediction.
That's a hard
Yeah,
statement.
that's my dad.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. You are going to be a great dad. You're going to be in the fields with him, which is good because like there are too many guys that are just all completely like won't show how much they love their kids, which is not a good thing.
I think that Bennett will be one of those kids that won't like sports, and you're so sporty.
That's going to be tough.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
That's where I am, just
Yeah.
your average guy, is that if my interests extend.
It's like, Dad, let me dance.
If he doesn't, yeah, those will be things. If he does theater, I'm game with that. I did theater in high school. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
But
game.
what if you got to pay for it?
Yeah, then
and
I'm like,
then
then I'm
they don't use it.
I'm asking
What about
Wally
that?
for a loan.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about disappointment.
How would that ever happen?
How do I handle that?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
But I would love for him to get into sports because that's just a thing that I got to share with my dad.
Yeah.
And I want to share with any kid I have,
Sure.
guy or girl.
Would you
boy
feel
or girl.
intimidated if they joined like the Navy or Army or?
I don't know.
Because then
They
your
could- then
dad,
they
your
could
dad was
connect
in
with
it.
my
You
dad.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
But it skipped a generation. Would
Yeah,
that
but I said
bother
I
you?
served our country via the airwaves of WayFM.
Mm.
That's how I'll.
That's a reach.
That's how I'll put it.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
I was an essential worker for
Yeah,
like
that's
That's
true.
true.
a
We,
year.
we did.
Remember?
Gavin and I
were.
didn't miss a day, and we were in here
In
every
this
day
house.
during COVID for
Yeah.
sure.
You're welcome, America.
Oh boy. I think that it's important, like whatever your kid is into, that you throw yourself into that.
Yeah.
Like that's what we did, Haley. I learned more about
Hayden
theater.
is into crabs.
Right, but
Hermit
Hayden,
crabs.
we don't have a 23andMe on Hayden.
We're still questioning the paternity.
Hayden's over there, just like goatee, spiky hair.
Yeah, glasses.
Glasses, fighting his weight.
5'4".
5'6", says he's taller than that though.
I don't know who this kid is.
Definitely not mine.
Horrible sense of humor. Slight body odor. Yeah.
Ew.
No, I think it's really important. Like I threw myself into what Haley was into because I wanted her to know that
Love
I
you?
supported her. Yes, and know that
Like
I
him.
supported her, and know that I would support her well into her 20s. No,
Financially.
but it's also too you want them to enjoy things that you enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with trying to not force things on them, but do that stuff. Take them to ball games and see if it clicks, and if he likes it, then that's awesome because
Yeah.
it gives you something to talk about too. You know.
I'd say this. There's so many things that I can get into that I think my interests are very diverse. The only thing that I would have to work hard at to be into for his sake is if he started getting into like cars and
Oh, really?
tools.
Oh,
Just things
interesting.
that I just don't have
That's
Sure.
where your wife
I
would
just
step
don't
in.
I
Yeah.
don't like,
Yeah.
Wally
Send him to play dates for me with me. I'll take care of him.
just any of my other guy friends. I mean, like you fixed my car,
Yeah.
a week and a half ago, and I'm sitting there like, this is crazy.
Well, now for the record, had it been your engine, I couldn't have done anything.
No, of course.
Like I don't know how to work on engines, especially on modern cars. You can't almost. An old car, there was about 3 things you could check before you had to take it to a mechanic, and you could fix all of those things for cheap. But not now, But yeah, I could fix I can fix other things. I can figure stuff out fairly decently. It's funny because Haley had said like when she goes to get married, she hopes that the guy she marries can build things like me and knows how to do things that I know how to do.
Can he?
I think he can. I don't think he does a lot, but he has like an engineering background, and I think he can figure things out. But he doesn't have a tool shop. But I didn't at his age either, But I think he does like work with his dad, so he knows how to. His dad has these pool companies, and so he knows how to work with his hands. He knows how to problem solve, and so
foundation.
I think if push came to shove, he could figure things out, or he's teachable too on things like, oh hey, this is how you do this, because I had to learn everything, like all the stuff I learned a bunch from my dad. And that was the basis for then I had to learn on my own. Like all these things I build and stuff like that, I just did it and learned it on my own because it was something I liked. If he doesn't like it, then you're not going to,
Right.
follow through with that. But I think for Haley, there's a sense of, I think most women, you want a sense of security and you want a sense of provision. Like you can provide and you can take care of me and things like that. And I think that's how we're ingrained, how we're wired. And guys are wired to do that for the most part, Most part.
Don't look at me. Gosh, I can provide.
I know you're doing a great job. Yeah.
Tough question.
Tough call.
Like that Nate Bargatze bit.
No.
All right. Okay.
That's a good
All
one.
right. I think that's going to have to do it for your
And this is our
Aftercast for
last
today.
one for a while.
Till
Sorry.
December 2nd.
100% my fault.
Yeah, they'll be back on the 2nd. I won't.
Yeah.
And then we'll all three
So.
be back by the 3rd.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Is how we have
Yeah.
to say it.
Sorry we're going to miss that. And I have to do birthdays too. It's for my daughter. My daughter
is
turns
that today?
26 today. It's today, yeah.
Woo.
And
Wow.
so,
Let's
yeah.
go, girl.
Isn't that crazy? Betty
Yes.
Rock knew her
Yeah,
from
you've
the
been-
time she was 8.
I know.
And would
Makes me feel
kind of
old.
babysit her and, help her and stuff. So, yeah. 26 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
She's older than like you when I met you.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that crazy? Because I met you at 21 or 22.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's older than you were when we met. My goodness gracious. All right, well, that's going to have to do it. Love you, Buggy. And thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.